Hi, welcome to Ames Response to COVID-19, a question and answer program that the City of Ames provides with your COVID questions and our answers. My name is Susan Guiasa. I'm the Public Information Officer with the City of Ames. Our guests today are Andrea Cardenas, Health Promotions Coordinator with the City of Ames, and Mark Lambert, our City of Ames Attorney. Recently, Governor Kim Reynoldss came out with another emergency proclamation that provided some extra guidance to communities and to the state about what they could do to be healthy. There were some changes in this last proclamation. Mark, could you help us with some of those changes?
Sure. So the governor has put a mask mandate of sorts, a face covering mandate, into effect. That is that people who are inside public places where the public is invited in have to wear a face covering. But it also kind of has an exception there. It says if you're not able to maintain 6 feet of distance for 15 minutes, then you have to wear a face covering. So, there's some questions about that, and I know there's been some criticism out there about maybe it's not clear and creates confusion. I think the bottom line of what she was trying to get across was that people should wear face coverings when they are inside and public places with people who aren't household members. Now, despite what the governor may say in her proclamation, we still have the city ordinance in Ames that requires face coverings. Doesn't have those same kind of exceptions in it. It has a few exceptions for medical reasons. You can't wear a mask, and et cetera. But generally, you are required to wear a mask or face covering in a public place, inside public place, when under the city ordinance. So ours is a little more restrictive than the governor's.
That's a very good point. Sorry to interrupt. That's a very good point that, as you've explained to me, that cities can have rules and regulations that are more restrictive than state rules, but not less restrictive. And within our community, then the city rules would take precedent.
Exactly.
Okay, great, Mark. Thank you. We're going to move over. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to add that also the governor said that, gatherings were limited to certain sizes, whether when you're inside or outside. Also, she made clear that, dance classes and gymnastics classes and those sort of things were not subject to that limitation as long as people were able to socially distance the participants. And then also she closed bars and restaurants at 10 p.m. each night. So those are some other provisions.
We are seeing an increase in COVID positive cases, both in Story County and throughout the state of Iowa. So those restrictions that the governor implemented, I think, are just another attempt to decrease our infection rate. And obviously here in Ames, we have been encouraging face coverings, physically distancing, hand washing, and staying home if you're ill.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to move over to Andrea in her special position as the Health Promotion Coordinator. She's also the city's contact tracer, and she works a lot with our employee population. Andrea, you've noticed some trends recently in our city employees as well.
Yes, absolutely, Susan. I think what we're seeing in our community is reflected in what we're seeing in our employee population. And that is the more that COVID has spread in all types of settings, that people are getting infected from lots of different situations. I think what's surprising to a lot of people is where they're getting infected. It's not necessarily that person at the grocery store that they passed. It's their friends, their family members, the people that they're letting their guard down and they're taking their mask off when they're in close contact with those individuals. So, while it's important to have those social interactions, it's important to have those connections. There are safer ways to achieve that while being able to see the people that you love, talk to the people that you love, but also protecting each other from the spread of the virus.
So as we head into the holidays, are there pieces of advice that you would give to people to help mitigate some of those risk factors?
Right. I would just really recommend, if you're going to have get-togethers, if you're going to see each other, that you set up an environment so that you can distance from each other. If you're going to have your masks off, for example, if you're sitting down to eat or drink, that you are spread out from members that are not in your household, and that you wear a mask in other situations. It may not be ideal. You want to see people's faces, their full face, but at the same time, we have to remember that people are contagious before they have symptoms. And so while we aren't that person that wants to infect our loved ones, the reality is that is what is happening. And it's because people don't know that they have the infection and they're spreading it to the people that they know before they find out. And so the only way to really protect each other is to make sure that we wear that mask and keep that distance of 6 feet from others that are not in our household.
Thanks, Andrea. That's some great advice. Thank you, Mark, for explaining the most recent governor's proclamation. We talk about how these are coming out fairly recently and fairly frequently, and it can be difficult to keep track. When does the most recent emergency proclamation expire?
The new restrictions on gatherings and the requirement for face coverings, that ends on December 10th.
And that can be extended.
Can be extended.
Okay.
The governor has extended the proclamations every 30 days since she first issued one in March, but the individual restrictions within those proclamations have changed.
Okay, well, we know that you'll watch that for us. Thank you all for watching this latest version of Ames Responds to COVID-19. If you have a COVID-19 related question, please email us at covid19@cityofames.org. We also have information on our website at cityofames.org/COVID-19. You can get the latest information plus press releases and links to other resources in the community. Thanks for watching.